All right, so how big of a deal is this really? We saw Craig Moffett, he just kind of said, it may not be a big deal. I've talked to some other people. They say, unless they come out with a big development with this phone, something quite different from what we already have in our pockets and using right now, I got mine right here, they're not expecting a big stock move. What are you expecting?
I think we can expect the same as the last many iPhone events. This is going to be a new iPhone. People are going to upgrade because they need a new iPhone, but people are not going to be running out to buy these phones if they don't need a new phone. Obviously, Apple's going to try to convince us otherwise. I think the big push there is going to be with this iPhone Air, which is supposed to be a slimmer iPhone, but only has one camera. And of course, a lot of people are already wondering about the battery life because this thing looks very, very slim. But again, I really think the big, big market movers, the big mainstream phones here are in the lower cost one, which is $800. I'm going to say it's so lower cost. And then in the iPhone Pros, which are going to be $1,000 or more.
All right, so I think you're hitting on what I'm hearing from a lot of different people in the tech world and just like, just regular people with phones, that they don't really see anything new coming out of this. A skinnier phone, I mean, does that really matter to people? I think the thing that a lot of people are looking for is one of those foldable phones. That's not expected today, but would that potentially be a big driver for an upgrade cycle for Apple?
It will be. I mean, I will say one of my funny things now is asking anyone if they know what iPhone number they have, and so they're sort of fumble around. So play that game with your friends. Real fun game. Look, obviously the foldable would be huge. It's obviously not coming today, but there are strong reports that it's a 2026, 2027 model. The idea that Apple would be shaking up the design of the iPhone in a big way and how we use the phone to merge sort of the iPhone and iPad worlds would be a big move for them. And I think that's really the excitement of these events now are about new form factors, new types of devices. So whether that's glasses or that's a foldable phone or even wearables that go further than what we've seen with the AirPods and the Apple Watch, that's going to be the thing that's going to really excite the market and really excite consumers.
All right, so we're also going to see some upgrades when it comes to the Apple Watch. I wear one. I'm not quite sure what else you could do with one of these. It tracks how far you run. It tracks your heart. I mean, all those little kind of things. What are you expecting from this? I'm specifically talking about the Apple Watch Ultra 3. Are you expecting something big out of that?
Well, big is the actual word there. This is already their bigger screened model, right? The more expensive model, but also the bigger screen model. And so there is some rumor that screen could get a little bit bigger, which is kind of shocking to me. But I guess if you take away some of the bezels, they could shrink the size of the actual. If they could make the screen bigger without making the device that much bigger. They're also talking there about improved health sensors, improved 5G capabilities. So we'll see on that. Also, AirPods are supposed to be another introduction here. AirPods Pro 3 today. Not a huge upgrade that we're hearing, but better sound quality, perhaps heart rate monitoring also built into that product, which would be interesting to see the AirPods become more of a health product than they already are.
All right, Joanna, this is your wheelhouse. You don't really sound that excited. I'm not saying you're not happy to be here with us, but you don't sound that excited about the event. Is there anything in here that investors really need to pay attention to? Because I think a lot of people are looking for Apple to do something when it comes to AI and one of those chatbots as opposed to tweaking the hardware. Is there anything here for investors? And do you expect the trend that we've seen many other times when they do one of these new product unveils for the stock to actually trade lower? What are your expectations?
Look, I am so happy to be here. There's no other place I'd rather be at 5:30 in the morning.
I don't believe you,
I don't know
Joanna.
I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, I'm excited about the iPhone being a little thinner and a little bit better on cameras. What can I tell you? No, look, this is pretty status quo. Apple has to deliver today for investors, for consumers, new iPhones. And let's not really talk about the giant innovation that is coming out of Tim Cook today. Let's not forget about it, which is that he's going to probably keep these phone prices the same as he did last year, which is in a world of tariffs, in this world of the economy, that is pretty amazing for Tim Cook. So I think that's going to be a big thing that investors should be looking at, right? The prices of these phones, are they inching upwards without any real significant feature increases? That's going to be a tougher sell. For consumers, yeah, it's a lot of the same thing, but you needed a new iPhone, you're going to go get this iPhone. That's really the upgrade cycle that they're dealing with. I am personally more excited about the liquid glass and the iPhone, the iOS 26 operating system that's coming next week. I think there's a lot of new features there, and I think that the design is either going to throw people off or they're going to be really excited about a completely changed iPhone.